The first time I felt betrayal by a loved one, I was 13 years old. It is true I suffer from PTSD. I was diagnosed by a psychiatrist in my early 30s. I was a very naive child, very shy, very obedient, very anxious, but also extremely loyal, helpful, and empathetic. I trusted everyone in the world to a fault. I was raised by a single mother who, when I was young, married a farmer. His family was very large, very dominant, very Belgium, and very Catholic. The minute we moved onto the farm was the minute their thumb was on us. We had to do exactly what they said. I worked the farm, and I loved the farm, and I did everything possible to show this family that I belonged with them. They never fully accepted my mom because she continued her nursing career versus becoming a stay-at-home farmer's wife. She worked day and night keeping up with both careers. And they never fully accepted my sister because she was a sick girl. She suffered childhood cancer, and the effects of chemotherapy on her small body really took its toll on her. She could not work on the farm, and they picked on her. And they never fully accepted me, always wanting to embarrass me and take advantage of my shy anxiousness. But they gave me grace periodically because they couldn't deny my work ethic and obedience. It was not uncommon in our neck of the woods for the grandparents to live on the farm, and that's what it was like for us. We had an orchard separating our home from our step-grandparents' home, and one day, out of the blue, my step-grandma asked if I wanted to go to her place for a sleepover. I was absolutely giddy. All the grandchildren often stayed the night at their place, but because we lived next door, I was always overlooked. So this was a rare and special treat. She took me with her that day to have her hair done. She took me to run errands with her, picking up her bread and lunch meat in town. Then she took me back to her place where I had supper with her and my step-grandpa. It was a school night, so I didn't stay up late, but I did have a bubble bath and watched a TV show with them before bed. She made me caramel popcorn. I will never forget. It was cozy and nice, and I loved it. I was so proud that day, I actually felt like one of their grandkids. Then she set me up in the spare room, took me into the bathroom, and this is where I get a little bit triggered. They had a large bathroom and lots of counter space, and she had some really nice face creams and perfumes. She pulled open her many drawers of makeup and said, "When you get ready for school in the morning, you can use anything you want in these drawers." I specifically remember her pulling out her face powder and saying, "This is really nice. You will love it. It's very expensive." I went to bed floating on air. I made it. I am part of this family. The next day, I got ready for school while my step-grandma made me my favorite classic Belgium breakfast: honey cake, Gouda cheese, and coffee. And yes, I was drinking coffee then. I know. And it was life on the farm. Everybody drank coffee. She said, "I will take your bags over to your house. You can jump on the bus from our driveway like your stepbrother used to do." I still remember the feeling when I got on the bus that morning. I didn't want my special sleepover to be over. I daydreamed about it all day at school. I was so proud until I got home. When I got off the bus, my stepdad and my mom were standing in the driveway. Stepdad had this scary, meanest look on his face, and I knew, something is very wrong. When my stepdad got angry, his lips would twitch. He looked me square in the face, lips twitching, and said, "Come with me, young lady." I looked at Mom, and she had a slightly stern expression on her face, somewhat like a disappointed look. I followed them over to my step-grandparents' house, and when we walked in, I saw my bathroom bag sitting on their dining room table, opened up, and all my things spewed about. My step-grandparents, my stepdad, standing there, hovering over me, very angry, demanding an explanation. To say I was confused was an understatement. I asked, "Explain what?" My step-grandma, pointing her finger at me, yelling, "Why, you stole my makeup." I was a deer in headlights. My stepdad screamed at me, "How did this get in your bag?" And he pulled out the tiniest little container, the lid no bigger than a toonie. I recognized it as her eye cream, and he shook it in front of my eyes. They all ganged up on me except my mom, who was beginning to see it was probably a mistake. I started crying. I was gutted. I couldn't explain why it was in my bag. I was actually shocked my stepdad admitted to going into my room and searching my private things to find this little cream bottle because my step-grandma told him it was missing and they suspected I had it. I looked over to my step-grandma and quietly said, "But you said I could use it." And then my stepdad's expression changed and he said to his mom, "Well, you didn't tell me you said she could use it." My step-grandma stumbled and said, "But I didn't say she could take it." The only explanation I could muster up between tears was that I had all my stuff on the counter. I used her makeup like she offered and somehow got that little container mixed in with my stuff when I cleaned up. My stepdad eased up a bit because he realized that he was not given the whole story before he tore into me. Then my mom got angry and got between me and them. "All right," she said, "obviously it was a mistake and that there are two sides to this story. Come on, Bethany, let's go." And we walked out. And it was the last and only time I was ever alone with my stepfamily ever. To this day, I don't think they will ever know the mark that they left on me. And it didn't dawn on me until later that night. Wait a minute. She said she would take my bags home for me. Did she set this up? Was this all a master plan? The sleepover? The makeup? I couldn't nor wouldn't dare bring it all up again at that time. I just wanted to hide under a rock and forget it all happened. But to this day, I still wonder, was it all just a malicious event? It was a lifetime ago, but the hindsight still hurts. You would think that 25 years as a death care professional would be where my PTSD stems from, but no. A lifetime of betrayals in all forms and sizes that I'm slowly, but absolutely surely, healing from. Looking back now, it was inevitable that I would one day run away into the wilderness to become a hermit. But who knew it would be in the most magical place on earth? Of course, I do come out of my secluded comfort zone for the right people and moments, don't get me wrong here. I'm just extremely selective and intentional about the who, the what, the where, and the when, and I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. The psychiatrist who diagnosed me with PTSD died during my treatment with her, and I never really got closure or pursued my PTSD diagnosis after her death. When I received my medical records from her office almost a year later, I was surprised, but not really, to see these comments in her notes. Bethany benefits from quiet time doing quiet projects. She opens up more when I offer her tea. I recommend as much time in nature as possible during her treatment. Wow, if she could only see me now.
Try to burn me down, but my spirit just refine like a phoenix from the ash. Find my strength from within. I am stronger than before. I know, let it go. Rise, home, I'll carry you in my heart. Hand in hand, I'll build again. No one tells you all the ways. My heart will break and expand. I am stronger than before. I know, let it go. Rise, 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 full release, winter sleep, spring new life, summer thrive. Full release, winter sleep, spring spring, new life, summer, thrive.